Stand by. The program will begin soon. Here's the most interesting stat to me. Kamala Harris did not flip a single county in the entire country. Kamala Harris did not flip a single county in the entire country. That's the wild one. And Donald Trump did better in every demographic, did better in every state except for, I think, the one district in Nebraska that they split, and in the state of Washington. Donald Trump got more votes in every single state other than those two.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what can be.
4 months, he beat not one but two Democratic opponents, swept all 7 swing states, and became the first Republican to win the popular vote in 20 years. He has realigned American politics, remaking the GOP and leaving the Democrats reckoning with what went awry. I'll tell you what went awry. They suck! Okay.
Did you know that since 1977, Congress has only passed the budget on time 4 times? The last time Congress passed a balanced budget was in 2001.
That was the
Did you
Gingrich
know
Congress?
that over the last 6 years, Congress hasn't passed an appropriations bill on time once? In fact, we have had 17 continuing resolutions in the last 6 years.
In 6 years.
And since Biden has taken office, we have had over 11 omnibuses pushed through. Congress has only passed a balanced budget 4 times ever, meaning we didn't have a surplus or a deficit.
The mainstream has become fringe, and the fringe has become mainstream. There are platforms, there are people out there that are getting 14 million streams, and we're on cable news getting 1 or 2 million. And so there's
not on CNN.
the whole world out there. Kellyanne Conway, I hate to agree with her, but I do a lot of times. Donald Trump understood that meaning.
Stand by. The program will begin soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday Q&A, and let's, the first question today is from our friend, Avocados Diabli, who says, have you ever woke up half naked except for a pair of lace panties, a Foot Locker's employee's ref jersey, and a pirate's eye patch stuck in the slide of a children's playground? AD? I'm becoming concerned. I'm becoming concerned. I would love to hear that story, though. Just out of curiosity, I don't know if I really want to hear that story, but yeah. No, I haven't. Very discouraged to see many influencers turning on some of our biggest fighters in Congress. Instead of going after the 38 who stand on principle and not raise the debt ceiling, but also didn't support the continuing resolution, why are they going after the people like Republican Congressman Greg Murphy, North Carolina 3, who was for the original continuing resolution? Or why not just go after the Democrats who are responsible for this entire mess? Why eat our own strong conservatives, especially over something like the debt ceiling, when no one really wants it raised in the long run? Even if the 38 had voted yes on the American Relief Act, it still wouldn't have passed. So what is the end goal here? To get rid of strong conservatives because we don't 100% agree all the time? House report recommends FBI investigation into Liz Cheney over alleged witness tampering while on the J6 committee. So there's this seems to be blowing up in Liz Cheney's face as opposed to getting shot with birdshot by her dad. I really would just like to see her go to jail. Wouldn't that be amazing? But I got a feeling that perhaps Joe Biden's going to give her a preemptive pardon. Ding dong. 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 Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong, that is the song. Ding, drove a ring, dong, caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound. All hail and deal, telling their tale. Gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, Merry Christmas. Merry, joyful, Merry Christmas. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong, that is the song. Ding, joyful ring, dong, caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound. All hail and deal, telling their tale. Gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, Merry Christmas. Merry, joyful, Merry Christmas. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong, ding dong, dong.
Ding president, ding president, ding president, ding president. I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run. I work a Burger King, I make flavor whoppers, wear a paper hat. Do you want enough of our dad? Do you want enough of our dad? Ding president, ding president, ding president, ding president, ding. Fries are done. What? Look, I'm standing out here in the cold. You guys are all inside. I'm out here freezing my you know what off.
Really?
Alright. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm out here freezing my butt off. Y'all look and see like I'm crazy. You gotta do it. Of course I'm doing it.
Oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Hello, hello, happy the day before Christmas, Christmas Eve. What's that in Spanish? It's what is it again? It's like Feliz Nochebuena, which I don't know. It doesn't translate exactly to Christmas Eve. It's just, the night before, I guess, or the happy night before. Anyway, welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where, no, I will not be singing We Three Kangs, or Four Kangs, or whatever, of Melon and R. That's borderline. That's borderline. I'm just saying. I don't give a shit. That's funny as hell. Anyway, happy day before Christmas. I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's the 24th of December, 2024. Basically, Christmas is here. Let's just be honest. We do Christmas stuff this evening even. So it's here. Also, it's the eve of Hanukkah. They just happen to fall on the same day this year. And it's also, what's the other one? There's another thing going on. Well, I don't know. Is everyone ready for Santa? I'm not. I mean, I'm a little melancholy about Christmas this year. I don't have neither of my kids are going to be here, and although one of the grandmas is going to be here, so that'd be good. We made some cauliflower cheddar soup for tonight, and then also I made a pot of chili. Every year, usually chili is Christmas Eve. That's the thing we do on Christmas Eve. Where's that shadow from? That's weird. Whoa. I've never noticed that before. And so I make a pot of chili, but this year we're like, oh well, no one's gonna be here, and our friend has having stomach problems, can't eat spicy food right now, so we made some cheddar cauliflower soup. It's gonna be really good, and then I made a small batch of chili, which for me it's tough because for me a small batch chili is like 5 quarts. As opposed to like a giant stock pot full, like 5 gallons. And it might be the first time I've ever made that small of a batch. I don't know why. I mean, because we always our tradition in our house, in this household, is I make a pot of chili, we have some hors d'oeuvres, and we just sit around and we open some gifts early, a few gifts early, and then we watch Christmas Vacation. You know what I mean? And it's just not going to be the same with all the family around and stuff. So we're not doing anything. So, but we are going, like I said yesterday, we're going to a friend's house tomorrow night. She's having the friend of ours who usually does a pig roast every year. Well, she's having a bunch of people. She's one of the best chefs that I know personally. And she's and she doesn't really, she does private parties, she does private parties and stuff. And so she always has a little shindig on Christmas Day, which we got invited to this year. So I'm excited for that. There's going to be good damn eats there. And I'm going to bring some, what do you call it? I'm bringing some collard greens with me because, now there's a little problem with, if you haven't noticed, that alert didn't work there. Thank you, Shiograph, dropping a deuce in the tip jar. For some reason, Streamlabs is punking out on me. In fact, my whole computer, I came home to a blue screen today. The reason I'm late is because it's Christmas and I work for UPS. And so there was a lot of extra stuff to do this morning at UPS. So if you're wondering why I'm so damn late. So here, let me go over here. Thank you, Shiograph. By the way, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Dropping a deuce in the tip jar. Let me see if I can refresh this thing over here, so I'll have to pay attention. Okay, today, come on, refresh. I'm having computer problems. Okay, Shiograph says, Merry Christmas, y'all. Marty, you have any midget Down syndrome Asians running through through flowers trying to catch a butterfly? Okay, let me explain that. So at UPS today, I went in early, 10 p.m. last night, and usually we work all night long, but we had an extra long break in between because the volume wasn't as big, but the volume was later because there's most of the like the air volume is the stuff we deal with. And so I came home in between because I don't live very far from where I work, and I came home and Ranting Monkey was on, my friend Ranting Monkey. And so I went on Ranting Monkey's stream last night, and they got to talking about, I mean, there's a point where they're talking about midgets and Down syndrome and Downsy people and Asia, and like the apparently the Holy Grail is the a midget running with a midget Asian running that also has Down syndrome. I mean, it was just weird. I mean, and I was not in my element. I didn't know what to talk about during that because that's one of those things that that Monkey and Jack talk about. If you're not familiar with their show, yeah. I guess okay, that's it. Anyway, let's say hi and get the show on the road. There's a lot of news, and I'm not restricted as much today because I'm not doing my normal noon gig because it's Christmas Eve. So, and if you do super chats and I don't notice it right away, for at least Streamlabs or either one, because for some reason my Streamlabs is all jacked up. I don't know why. So I'll figure out a way to refresh this thing over here and check my Streamlabs. All right. First in the chat today, by the way, is Somnambule Nation, who gets the bell. Yeah. Congratulations. You beat out AD by that much. Also, good morning, Avocados Diabli. And Boneheaded Dumbass. Good morning. Also, Mike Savage, Blarg. Lord Stanhope's in the house. Reaction Puerto Rico. Merry Christmas. Also, good morning to Renee Mayette. What's up? Tyler F's in the house. Lord Stam, I said that already. Your internet's favorite lunatic's here. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear lunatic. Luda, happy birthday to you. Cheers. By the way, cheers you with the Holly Jolly Cup today. Oh, for some reason, it doesn't show up very well on the green screen. It says Holly Jolly. It's a very festive coffee cup, and I'm enjoying the coffee in it. So happy birthday, Luna. That's what I'm going to do. That's my new thing for you. Luna. Kind of like Luda, but Luna. Also, good morning, Silver. What's up? Good morning. Honorable mention class in the Canadian favorite Canadian category, Mr. Special Can Acid. Also, good morning, Tyre, Alexander, The Scourge, and Sheograth, who's already dropped the deuce in the tip jar. Appreciate that. Ms. Wild Wolf, welcome. And I saw you follow me on Instagram. I think I followed you back. I meant to do that. If I didn't, I'll do it. I'll check again. Also, Balin Bobby's in the house. How you doing? And I think that might be it. Oh, Fox P2, welcome back. What a fantastic day. My friend who is going through a divorce had his youngest daughter threaten to end herself. Oh, my God. They're in the hospital. Merry effing Christmas. Oh, prayers out to your friend there, Fox P2. That hurts my heart. It really does. I can't imagine going through that. And even the rough time like Lady Boom and I have had lately, we never go that far. And so anyway, my heart goes out to them. So also let's some people have done some things. That sounds weird. People have done some things. On X, the app formerly known as Twitter, if you haven't already shared the show, thanks to those who have. Somnambule Nation, of course, has share the show on your own right there. Thank you. And I didn't retweet it. Well, now I am. I reposting it. Also, thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico, that dropped a Let's Go. Welcome to the party, pal. Also, thank you, Somnambule Nation. There's another Let's Go. Why isn't this one moving? Here, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Yes. So if you do me a favor, click that link up in the top of the chat there and put your favorite GIF that corresponds with Let's Go. I did one too. I do one every day. I should probably figure out where that is. Where is that? Is that right here? Oh, that's not bookmarks. Not me. I want me. I want me. Oh, there. Oh, what happened to it? Oh, there it is. There's mine with the Feliz Navidad. Let's go. Yeah. Also, good morning. Willie is back in the show. Good morning, sir. All right. So, thank you for everyone who's sharing the show. Everyone, do your thing. Either a GIF, or a meme, and then drop a Let's Go. Just the words Let's Go. Click that link and reply Let's Go with a GIF, a GIF, or a meme. Yes, I know. Well, I say GIF, okay, because it's graphics interchange format. I say GIF, but for some reason, some people say it's GIF, like the peanut butter. And I'm like, well, why would you call it the peanut butter? Call it Skippy. Yeah, see, if you're going to call it GIF, you might as well call it Skippy. Damn Skippy. Anyway. All right, let's get into some news. Things trending on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Let's start with the obvious. Merry Christmas Eve, because it is Christmas Eve, so some people are celebrating, putting up little GIFs or GIFs, which I prefer GIFs. Well, okay, Willie, when you say G as in if, does that mean a hard G or a soft G? Because G, if, is that what you're saying? Or is it G, if, hard G? Soft G, hard G? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, people are saying Merry Christmas Eve. And, of course, we've got Elf there ready for Santa. Reaction Puerto Rico. Thank you for dropping a $4.99 in the tip jar via YouTube Super Chat, who says, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. That's awesome. I love it. Obviously what's that? Home Alone? That's from Home Alone, right? Yeah, Home Alone. So anyway, Merry Christmas Eve. Also, as I said, Feliz Nochebuena, which is the kind of, it's not an exact translation of Christmas Eve, but it's like, it's just like the night before. A happy night. It's the night before Christmas, and it's in Espanol. Now, I don't know if that's España or Mexico or what Spanish. Looks like, well, for example, here, que pases todos los patriotas españoles que amáis y defendáis a España. Una feliz Nochebuena y una maravillosa Navidad. Feliz Navidad. So, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Yeah. Not like I speak Spanish anyway. Anyway, let me translate that. Here, I'm going to translate it this way. I hope all Spanish patriots who love and defend Spain have a happy Christmas Eve and a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas. So there you go. That's a pretty rough translation, to be honest with you. So anyway. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Oh, and Merry Xmas is trending because people say Merry Christmas, but they spell it with an Xmas. Oh, my God. So there's this one. This is a very Merry Christmas to everyone who has the courage to speak out for common sense, for the long-term welfare of our children, and protects and the rights of women everywhere. May we be in a better place in Christmas 2025. Someone named Sharon Davies put that out there with she's a British Olympic medalist 13 times in some kind of something there. But anyway, but then the next one here is Santa's on his way, cocksuckers. Merry Christmas. Ay. Good morning, Amazing Disgrace. And Merry Christmas to you too. All right, so obviously that's true. Also, Feliz Navidad, obviously. Now, this is funny. Okay, wait a minute. Is this? Feliz Navidad. Okay, now I know this is YouTube. This is fair use because I need to show this because this is funny. Well, I'll do it without the music. But anyway, Feliz Navidad is trending, which obviously is happy the Christmas in Espanol. But this is funny because you've ever seen these when chickens dance? And I don't want to do this with the music because I don't want to get one of those music things. but it's funny because so this is, if you look at, here, I'm going to make this a little bit larger because I saw this today, and I'll put a separate link because it's funnier with the music, but I don't want to play the music on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, or on YouTube. But watch the dancing part because it's very funny. Here you go. Oh wait, so they're matching the chickens. It's very funny. And it's funnier with the music, but it's I watched this yesterday and I was just cracking up the whole time. These women are very funny and they did a really good job emulating the chickens that are doing this. And it is funnier to the music, but holy smokes. Anyway, so that I got a separate link for that one. Anyway, Feliz Navidad a todos y recordad si le dais like a este post aparecerá el Reno Rudolph. Okay, I know what Rudolph is. I'm learning Spanish, but I don't know it that well. Let's see if there's a translation for this one. Oh, no translation for that one. Anyway, so there you go. Feliz Navidad. Also trending, obviously, is... Oh, that's the chicken thing. Happy Hanukkah, because Hanukkah starts tomorrow too. So people are putting messages out for Hanukkah. For someone here says Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah from the inning fan, whatever that is. I am truly grateful for every one of you. Well, let's see what she has to say, and we'll get a rating from AD to see if this is an appropriate message.
I get reflective at the holidays.
Do you now?
And this year, I'm feeling gratitude for my baseball community.
What?
2 years ago, when I
Baseball?
launched 3-inning fan, I wasn't sure anyone would be interested in the baseball takes of a 50-something
Hello,
attorney.
Andrew Thorsten.
But I had to give it a shot. Turns out it's grown a bit, and I'm having fun. It's a journey, and I still...
AD, has it grown a bit or not? Just saying. Good morning. Good morning, Andrew Thorsten, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian, and Shrapnel are in the house. Welcome.
still don't know the destination.
Okay, I can't even watch this. I thought this was going to be some kind of a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah message. So, I didn't think so. It's not your style. Anyway, tomorrow is the first night of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Please don't say Happy Holidays. It offends me. Oh, it does not. That's Brian Krassenstein. You liar. But anyway, so Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. The Krassensteins are of the Brethren variety, so they celebrate Hanukkah. Moving on, also trending but Happy Holidays is trending too. And look, on Christmas Eve, Hanukkah Eve, all the holidays and whatever, it's not wrong to say Happy Holidays. I'm just a Merry Christmas guy. Okay, I'm a Merry Christmas guy. Did everyone, by the way, do your little thing with the... Okay, has anyone done the... share the stream yet? Done the let's go? I'm about to take that link down and put up a different link. I'm just about to do that. So here we go. Well, I'm going to do that now anyway. So let's change the link. Now you have the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor link if you want to sponsor the show today. Where is it? Replace pin message. There we go. All right, there you go. If you need a link to sponsor the show on this lovely holiday. Let's see. Dr. Simon Godek says, to all my followers who proudly say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays, wishing you a blessed Christmas Eve. It's not Happy Holidays. Okay, a lot of people are really into it's not Happy Holidays, say Merry Christmas. Oh, I understand that, but it just gets kind of old hearing people say that. We know it's Merry Christmas, motherfuckers, so there. All right, that's true. And then finally, to round out the Christmas and Hanukkah theme stuff, what's Happy Hanukkah Eve in Spanish, huh? Oh, that's a good question. Anybody? Any Spanish speakers in the chat? Happy Hanukkah Eve? Feliz Hanukkah? Noche? No. Something like that. Feliz Hanukkah, obviously. But I don't know what, if Eve? I don't know if there's an Eve. Feliz Pre-Hanukkah. There you go. All right, and then finally, rounding out the holiday theme, Santa is trending, and I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, this guy's aka the Santa Cruz Mountain. So, by the way, So apparently there was a phone number that people were supposed to call to track Santa. And whoever put out the phone number got one of the digits wrong, and it ended up being a number to a highly like classified place that, you know, that's not supposed to be called by just the general public. And so they had to fix that, and I don't know what happened to it. Good morning. By the way, K-Shell's in the house and Midnight in Exile. Now the show can begin. All right, there we go. Anyway, here it is. Sky News says Santa Claus has left. Santa has left the North Pole. Yeah, because it's already past midnight in part of the world. And so watch Santa's journey as he delivers presents to children worldwide with the NORAD Santa Tracker. This is the Sky News live feed. Let's see. Santa saw your... Oh, wait a minute, ladies. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Santa saw your Instagram pictures. You're getting clothes and a Bible for Christmas. Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Okay. What? The Santa Cruz wharf falling in the Pacific Ocean is the perfect symbol for the deferred maintenance that plagues the entire state of California. Whoa! Record state spending, astronomical taxes, and a robust economy, yet we can't even maintain our aging physical infrastructure. I did not know this. Holy shit, breaking. A large section of the historic Santa Cruz Pier has broken off into the ocean. Imagine if our tax dollars were used to improve our own country instead of sending billions overseas. Did you see this? Holy smokes, look at this shit. Which makes me wonder, here, let's turn that down a little bit. Makes me wonder if, that's crazy. Now I wonder if there's any footage of that. Let me pull this off. Oh, good Lord. Okay, there's a lot of people are talking about other things regarding Santa. Let's see if we can find news on that Santa Cruz wharf, though. Hang on a second, because I want to hear about this. Santa. It's actually a pier. Hang on a second here. Okay, here is KSBW Action News. Let's see. Let's pause this. Let's watch. Here's the story. Hang on.
People were on the end of the Santa Cruz wharf when it collapsed into the ocean. 2 were rescued and the 3rd able to swim out of the water.
We had our engineering team and our wharf crew on site monitoring minute by minute. We made the decision
Could
that
you
based
imagine?
on our
Holy
forecasting
shit.
models, it would be safe to do so today.
And full disclosure, I've been on that particular pier at Santa Cruz, and the thing is too, that one's it has some stuff on it, but not like imagine if the Santa Monica Pier did that, because that's full of there's an amusement park and all kinds of stuff up there. Anyway,
monitoring, but again, this was another example of how, despite our best predictions, talking with our weather experts, Mother Nature can surprise us.
They were taken to Santa Cruz Harbor and treated for minor injuries before being released. The wharf collapsed right in the middle of a $4 million project to fix the damages from previous storms. The mayor believes a portion of the wharf fell into the water because it was undergoing repairs and didn't have a strong base because much of the asphalt had been removed.
We hear the pier cracking, and it was swaying a lot. So my friend actually noticed that, but we kind of waved it off. And then probably within the next 5 minutes, the whole thing crashed into the water.
The entire wharf will remain closed indefinitely.
Okay, that's crazy.
At this time, the city workers are investigating on the structural integrity of the wharf. Now, that really depends on how much worse the weather gets here. Reporting in Santa Cruz, I'm Joyce Kim, KSBW Action News 8.
Joyce, your eyes are kind of dead. I'm just saying. I don't mean why am I being critical of her? I don't care. Anyway, so that's wild. How about that? That was a really clean hat. Oh, okay. I don't know what that meant. Yeah, that's funny. All right. So anyway, yeah, that I'm going to move that over near Santa, that article, when you get to the links today. By the way, everything we do, everything we show you, everything I talk about, everything I link to will be in a set of links at the end of the show. I'll drop them in the chat and in the description. Called a one-tab link where you can click one link and take you to all the stories. All right, moving on. Other news. Now this one I got. Oh wait, and MSN. No, maybe I don't want to add to that. In other news, one of the stars. I got this from Gunfox in the Discord server. One of the stars of Crocodile Dundee died at age 90. No, it wasn't Paul, whatever his name is. It was one of the crocodiles. One of the stars of Crocodile Dundee, who appeared alongside Paul Hogan in the 1986 blockbuster, has died at the estimated age of 90. The reptile's caretakers have confirmed. Bert, the 5-meter-long, 700 kilogram saltwater crocodile. 700 kilograms. That's like 1,540 pound crocodile. That's a big ass crocodile. Died in captivity at Crocosaurus Cove at Crocodile Herpetarium and Aquarium in Darwin, Australia, where he had been living since 2008. In a statement, the zoo said on Facebook, it is with great sadness that we announce the passing of Bert, the iconic saltwater crocodile and star of the Australian classic Crocodile Dundee. Bert passed away peacefully over the weekend, estimated to be over 90 years old, marking the end of an incredible era. So maybe there's this story too. Oh no, this is just a silent one. But yeah, this is this giant crocodile, 1,540 pounds of crocodile passed away. You know what? I'm not in the pool with the 1,540 pound crocodile. 700 kilogram. That's a big ass croc. Holy shit. Saltwater crocodiles are the largest reptiles on Earth. Okay, well that makes sense because that's a big fucking crocodile. All right, so there you go. That's sad. Also in the news, Luigi Mangione, this fuckwad, who is becoming a celebrity, pled guilty to murder and terror charges in New York yesterday. The 26-year-old man accused of assassinating United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson pleaded not guilty to state charges of murder and terrorism on Monday. The terrorism charge, I think that's kind of dumb. Just do the basic charge that's easy, the murder charge, whatever. Mangione also faces federal charges of stalking and murder, which makes him eligible for the death penalty. Not in Biden's America, but again, Donald Trump's coming back. Prosecutors said that the state and federal cases will move forward on parallel tracks, according to the Associated Press. Last week, Mangione waived his extradition after initially signaling he would fight it while remaining in Pennsylvania prison. Mangione opted to waive his extradition after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg announced last Tuesday that the 26-year-old Ivy League graduate is being charged with first-degree murder in furtherance of terrorism and 2 second-degree murder counts. Okay, that he's not gonna get the terrorism one. I just don't think he is. And his lawyer is already asking for a change of venue because of that perp walk they did the other day with Mayor Adams and making comments, whatever. Mangione's attorney, Karen Friedman Anguilo, argued before the judge that New York officials such as New York City Mayor Eric Adams have taken away her client's right to a fair trial by using him for political purposes. This is a young man. He is being treated like a human ping pong ball between warring jurisdictions here. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for the kid at all. You murdered someone in cold blood. Even if I don't care if you shot Dylan Roof in the back or, Jeffrey Dahmer, you still murdered someone in cold blood. And if you think he's a bad guy, find some other outlet. You know what I'm saying? Other than murder. Let's see. This is a young man. He's been treated like a human being, blah, 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 blah. State trial attorney court judge Gregory Caro assured that Mangione would receive a fair trial, adding, quote, We will carefully select a jury. CNN reported Mangione faces a total of 11 counts in New York, which includes his first and second degree murder charges, along with weapons and forgery charges. Mangione was arrested. Okay, we know he's arrested. You don't need any more. Anyway, so he pled not guilty. It was, it's interesting. His attorney's smart though, because bringing up the perp walk, probably not the smartest thing that they did, that making it such a public thing. Because now who in New York doesn't know about this now? I mean, granted, it's high profile, but now that just taints your jury pool because they're already, you're saying he's guilty before or whatever. I don't know. Real quick. Good morning, Patty. Oh, furniture. What's up? And also Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Good morning. Nice to have you here. So, other news in Breitbart, Bill Clinton was admitted to the hospital for testing and observation after developing a fever. Former President Bill Clinton has been admitted to the... Okay, I hate it. You know how much I hate this. Headline. First line. Former President Bill Clinton has been admitted to the hospital for testing and observation. Wow, that sounds just like the headline. After he developed a fever, according to a report from NBC News. Angel Arena, the deputy chief of staff for Bill Clinton, explained to NBC News that Clinton was admitted to MedStar Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C. for testing and observation after developing a fever. So now they've said it 3 times. Urena added that Clinton was in good spirits and grateful for the care he is receiving. Clinton has faced several health-related issues in the past. In October 2021, Clinton was admitted to the University of California Irvine Medical Center, where he was reportedly recovering from an urinary tract infection that developed into sepsis. Yeah, a urinary tract infection. Probably chlamydia. Anyway, look. No ill will to Bill Clinton. I mean, he's kind of a jerk, but still, I hope he recovers and has a happy, healthy wife. Oh, wait, did I say happy, healthy wife? Yeah, I'm sure they're just living in bliss. Moving on, in legal insurrection, murder hornets. Remember the murder hornets? We were going to have an epidemic of murder hornets that were going to kill all the bees and then we would all die because nothing would be pollinated. Well, murder hornets are officially eradicated in the United States. The successful program targeted the hornet's nest and used the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide as part of the fumigation process. Oh my God, are they killing the murder hornets is going to cause global warming? Is that how that works? Okay, here's the lead, or the story, whatever. Murder hornets, scientifically known as Vespa mandarinia, or something like that, are the world's largest hornet species, native to Asia. Last time we're buzzing... Okay, this is a terrible sentence. The last time we're buzzing around Washington state. While the name stems from their aggressive behavior towards honeybee populations, which they can decimate rapidly, the fact is they give a potentially lethal sting to humans. They kill 30 to 50 people each year in their native Japan, usually through an adverse reaction to the sting. In fact, back in 2022, the murder hornets killed 5 people in France. God dang, what is going on? Have your EpiPen ready. Holy shit. There's now some good news to share. The invasive insects have officially been declared eradicated in the United States, which means there's probably a giant colony in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The northern giant hornet has not been detected in 3 years, prompting officials to announce its eradication from the United States. The Washington and U.S. Agriculture Department said in a joint statement on Wednesday. Officials said the multi-year effort to eradicate the species, which began in 2019, involved extensive collaboration between state, federal, and international government agencies, as well as significant support from community members and groups. I'm incredibly proud of our team, which has dedicated years of hard work to safeguarding our state and the nation from this invasive threat to our native pollinators and agriculture, Washington Agriculture Director Derek Sanderson said in a statement. So good, no more murder hornets. We're going to be good. 30 out of 40 million, I'll take my chances. Or more, I'm just saying. So anyway, the successful program targeted the hornet's nest and used a greenhouse gas carbon dioxide. How did they use carbon dioxide as part of the fumigation process? And it doesn't really say. Let's see. To do so, first entomologist had to find the hornet's nest. Finding the nest can be a great challenge because the hornets typically build their nest in forested areas, often in an underground cavity, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. In some cases, entomologists captured a live hornet, attached a radio tag to it, released it, and tracked the hornet back to its nest. Figuring out how to securely attach a radio tag to a hornet without harming it was a hurdle. No shit. Yet they had oh my gosh, they had like tracking device, like having what is that ankle bracelet you get when you're assigned to be home detention or whatever. That's what they did. After finding a nest in a tree, the team plugged the nest with foam, wrapped the tree in plastic, and vacuumed out the hornets. They also injected carbon dioxide into the tree to kill any remaining hornets. And does that not kill the tree? I guess not. Well, no, because trees eat carbon dioxide. So you're feeding the tree and you're killing the hornets. God dang. That's now science. You blinded me with science. There you go. All right. And then finally, I'm going to not go through this, but so you heard about the lady that was set on fire. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. In the subway in New York City. And now that I've seen kind of the videos and the lady just standing there burning, the most obvious question is one that's being asked by Kirsten Fleming in the New York Post. Why did no one help her? Fatal subway burning exposes a New York City sad disconnect to humanity. Now, I was thinking, remember I was talking about that yesterday. Well, what are you going to do? Throw a jacket around her, knock her to the ground, make her stop, drop, and roll something. Don't just let her stand there burning to death. And why did she just stand there burning to death? I'd have been like, fuck, get this fire off me, blood, help me, whatever. But again, she might have been high. Anyway, no one helped. The bystanders were too busy filming. The cops, instead of wrapping their jackets around a burning woman in an F train stopped at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue station on Sunday, they just walked by. I didn't understand why the cops didn't try to help. That's crazy. Then there was Sebastian Zepeda Khalil, the animal charged with lighting the match that set the innocent subway rider on fire, thus igniting a hellscape that feels like a metaphor for New York City's decaying underground. The footage itself is a dystopian horror show. A female figure standing like a zombie while her sadistic torturer sits at the platform and watches her body being eaten by that motherfucker just stood there and watched it. I don't understand. Oh my God. The lack of humanity is insane. Surely someone would have thrown their coat over her, ran to look for water, screamed to help stop, drop and roll, help her stop, drop and roll, found a fire extinguisher, yelled for help, something. Most of us like to think we would have acted to save her life. But the woman is now dead. The whole scene of this, I wasn't going to read this, but I'm now just curious what she had to say. Everything that is in this so far is exactly what I've been thinking about this. The whole scene of this gruesome killing embodies multiple layers of our dysfunctional city and the brokenness of our society writ large. Zepeda Khalil is an illegal immigrant from Guatemala who burned a sleeping woman because, quite simply, he could. He fears no authority because there are few consequences for breaking the law here. True. He sneaked into our country in 2018, was deported, and came back at some point, reportedly staying in a shelter on the taxpayer's dime. Remember when sensible New Yorkers said the migrant situation was untenable? Well, now it's deadly. Well, this is not the first. There's a lot of fucked up shit some of these people are doing. So anyway, you get the idea. You can read the rest of it on your own. Moving on into some more trending topics. American Airlines is trending. Apparently, American Airlines canceled all flights today. And I'm trying to refresh this to figure out. Oh, I should probably be careful. Oh, I don't have it on the screen anyway. Good. I'm refreshing it just to see if there's any new information. Let's see. There's a lot of memes heading to this, but here you go. Every Christmas, I think about Home Alone 2 when Kevin flies to Chicago and New York, and the plane is an American Airlines Boeing 767 luxury liner, which you would never use for that short haul flight. It profoundly bothers me to this day. Okay, that's not the important part of this. It's Christmas Eve and all American airline flights are grounded. Worry not, Gus Polinski cares about you and has an extra spot for you to ride with the Kenosha Kickers in their van so you can still reach your destination. I'm trying to find the damn story, but a lot of people are wondering where the hell is Pete Buttigieg. Let's see. American Airlines is currently experiencing a widespread system outage, grounding flights with no immediate resolution in sight. No story, though. No story. American Airlines ground stop on Christmas Eve is no accident. Hope everyone still makes it home. Hopefully Trump can put some competence back in charge so our transportation system can be great again. I'm still not finding an article on this. I'm scrolling through this. Software outage that prevents extremely important weight and balance calculations has grounded all American Airlines flights nationwide. This airline is working on a fix, but hasn't provided a timeline. This is the main reason I don't fly. No, this is such a rare occurrence. But what? Is he still trying to figure out that breastfeeding thing? No, what are you talking about? What's going on in my chat? Hello, Woodcutter, what's up? She took Burning Man too far. Oh, fuck. I should stop reading the chat. Hang on a second here. I want to find an article on this. Let's see if I can find the latest. Have they fixed this problem yet? Okay. Jesus. Don't, again, of course we're going to blame it on DEI. American Airlines announced that it will end DEI hiring and employment practices. That's unimportant. I want to find out Laura Loomis mad because they broke her suitcase yesterday. Thank you, American Airlines. That's not the same. Is that the same? For breaking my brand new suitcase yesterday on my flight from Arizona. I really loved having to schlep my suitcase around the airport in the madness of a holiday lines because you broke a wheel off on my back. Well, you can still roll it, you dummy. Come on, Loomer. You just like to complain. Yeah, I'm not getting any idea that they've fixed the problem yet. Widespread technical issue with Air American Airlines this morning. Flights appear to have resumed. Oh, they resumed flights. There we go. So, that's a holiday scourge. I'm just telling you. Good morning, Resolute Germ. Welcome back. Nice to have you. And Steph. What's up, Steph Colonel? What up? All right. Other news. Wikipedia is trending. Apparently, Wikipedia. People are talking about Wikipedia's annual budget, and I don't know if it should surprise you. Wikipedia's annual budget. This is from Libs of TikTok, so it's going to be slanted a little bit, but Wikipedia's annual budget report from 2023-2024 reveals that they spent over $50 million of their total $177 million budget on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So she says stop donating to Wikipedia. Now, I don't care what they spend their money on, but it seems like they should be spending the vast majority of their funds on accuracy, because there's some really bad shit in Wikipedia. So anyway, here it is. Their budget effectiveness, 22%, infrastructure, 48%, safety and inclusion and equity. So this is, between these two, that's a lot of dough they're spending on that, but I don't know what the hell that means. You'd think you'd know what that means, but it could be just that they're making everyone at Wikipedia watch certain, video or stuff about how to be a better white person or some shit. I don't know what it means, but that's the big thing going on about Wikipedia. So they're saying do not donate to Wikipedia. Someone here says, I used to believe that Wikipedia was biased due to leftist activists editing articles in a coordinated fashion, which they do. That is well known. And I often joked about it being Wokepedia. However, with the recent budget figures, it's clear that the notion of Wokepedia is not just a joke, it's a reality. So what this tells me more than their DEI practice is just the fact that they spend that much money on it and like a third of their budget, that they probably skew a little bit left. You think is that surprising? But supposedly all these people who edit Wikipedia all are, supposed to be various experts in various fields and whatnot. I don't know. It's just stupid. Good morning, Now What Studios. My friend Wu from high school, my dear friend from high school. Welcome to the show. Moving on. Also, Scaramucci is trending now. Scaramucci. Now remember. Okay, let me preface this. Remember when Donald Trump was running for president, and Chuck Schumer, the smarmy prick from New York, in an interview was talking about how, if you mess with the FBI or the CIA, they have 7 ways to Sunday to get back at you. Well, Anthony Scaramucci, former protege or whatever, I don't know if protege is the word, but he used to be in Trump's circle. He's not anymore. Anthony Scaramucci, who Trump famously fired after just 10 days, just issued a veiled threat to Elon Musk. Let's just listen to what Anthony Scaramucci says regarding Elon Musk.
Well, listen, he's got a very powerful role. He's got a $44 billion megaphone. He's got over 200+ million followers. And if he was instrumental in that election, the stuff that Elon Musk did in Pennsylvania.
Okay, hold up. What did I say? Didn't I not say 6 ways to Sunday? Tell me. What did I say? 7 ways to Sunday? No, Chuck, I believe said 7 ways to Sunday. That's why I said it. Didn't he? I think he's got, because I laughed about it because I thought he said 6 ways to Sunday, or he's supposed to. It's 6 ways to Sunday. I don't know. 6, 7. Who gives a shit? It's the same. The point doesn't change. All right, wait. We were listening to Anthony Scaramucci. I said 7. Okay, I'm sorry. That's kind of funny.
I think helped the followers and. If he was instrumental in that election, the stuff that Elon Musk did in Pennsylvania alone, I think helped the president win that election. So he has a very big voice. I think the problem for Elon Musk, though, he's got a little bit of Potomac fever. And so you think you're going to go to Washington and change Washington. That's Potomac fever. And the weird thing about Potomac fever is one of the symptoms is you don't know you have Potomac fever. And of course, I have had Potomac fever, Wolf, so I'm speaking as a former patient that's been afflicted with the disease. So he's just got to be very, very careful because he's making enemies that he doesn't realize, and the incentives in Washington are totally different than those in business. And so everybody's incentivized in a different and sometimes irrational way. And I think the power that he's wielding right now, Washington has a great immunological system, and I think they'll find a way to rebut him. So I would say to Elon Musk,
as in they'll fuck with his businesses and whatever. So it sounds like a little bit. It sounds like a warning, but some people
he would listen to me.
Treating as a veiled
business.
Threat.
You've done great. You've made a couple $100 billion since the election. Lay off the gas on politics a little bit because these people could hurt you, and it's no need for you to get hurt. You're doing so well in your life.
Okay, so not quite as threatening as the way Chuck Schumer said it, but some people are taking it that way. New Anthony Scaramucci warns Elon Musk to stick to business. He's just got to be very, very careful because he's making enemies that he doesn't realize. Lay off the gas in politics a little bit because these people could hurt you. So that's why Anthony Scaramucci is trending.
Well, listen, he's got a very powerful
shut up,
role.
Anthony. All right, next. Hunter Biden's trending. Look, the reason Hunter Biden's trending is because of this Matt Gaetz report we talked about yesterday. Matt Gaetz, the House Ethics Committee report on where they were on his investigation, claiming that Matt Gaetz did some shitty shit, that if he's true, then fuck Matt Gaetz. But But it doesn't compare at all to all the things that we know Hunter Biden did. And so a lot of people are bringing that up. So whatever. And then this dipshit took a picture with Hunter Biden at the White House Christmas party where they invited all the paid influencers. Took a picture with Hunter Biden. Holy shit. Why would you take a picture with Hunter Biden? Anyway, so that they're bringing that up. You can go through that stuff yourself. I'm not going to go through too much. Denmark is trending. A couple things. One, apparently Trump's making, I don't know if he's serious or what, talking about taking over Greenland. Apparently Denmark has control of Greenland, and I don't even know what all that's about. I haven't paid attention too much, but it has Denmark trending. Now, Trump just announced that the United States will join the civilized countries of Sweden. Also Trump in the at the America Fest, AmFest, announced that he would, on day one, with the stroke of a pen, he will end trans insanity, outlaw child sexual mutilation, get males out of girls' sports, and remove gender ideology from schools. You know, I appreciate this from Donald Trump. I'm confused how he can do that with an executive order, though, for the entire country. Someone here says, love this attitude and offensive focus on dismantling the trans cult in this new administration, but here's the reality. This sounds good as a speech, but in practice, it won't play out like this if parents don't get their hands dirty and continue to be very aggressive. This is Courage is a Habit. Great account. We explain what President Trump can do, which is major, and what he can't do, which is a lot. If everyone wants the transgender cult to be completely out of K through 12 schools, it's much more than executive orders. Let's stack these wins and go on full offensive and finish this. So there's some question, that follow that Courage is a Habit account, by the way. So anyway, and so another reason Denmark is trending, though, is because the point is that Trump just announced that the United States will join civilized countries of Sweden, Denmark, Norway, France, Finland, and the UK in ending the practice of child sex mutilation. Canada remains in the dark ages. That's someone from Canada obviously saying that. So there you go. And then someone said, I see Denmark saying Greenland isn't available. I seem to remember the Colombians saying the same about Panama. Okay, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. So anyway, there you go. That's a couple reasons why Denmark may be trending. And then finally, let's get into, one thing. Okay, this is kind of in the theme. Also, defund NPR is trending. So, why didn't that switch? There we go. Defund NPR is trending, which trends quite often. Former head of, so here's where it's coming from, I think. Former head of Wikimedia Foundation and current CEO of NPR, Catherine Mayer. Oh, let's see here. Okay, let's just see what she says here.
But one of the most significant differences, critical for moving from polarization to productivity, is that the Wikipedians who write these articles aren't actually focused on finding the truth.
Huh?
They're working for something that's a little bit more attainable, which is the best of what we can know right now. And after 7 years there, I actually believe that they're onto something. That for our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth isn't necessarily the best place to start.
What's the best place to start? What does that mean?
I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction.
So you want
preventing
opinion?
us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
I don't want consensus. I want the truth.
No, none of that's to say that the truth isn't important. The truth obviously exists. It's at the core, or the search for the truth is at the core of some of our greatest human achievements. It can animate and inspire us to do, learn, and create.
Don't people go to Wikipedia for the truth? She's way too cute to be a librarian. Okay.
Great thing.
Okay, hang on. I don't know why I'm playing this. The former head of Wikimedia Foundation, and now she's the current CEO of NPR. The Wikipedians who write articles aren't focused on finding the truth. For our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth isn't the best place to start. Reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things. I don't want consensus. If I go to Wikipedia, I want facts. I don't want consensus. I want facts and, to the best of our knowledge. So anyway, a lot of people are saying defund NPR. That's what the topic. And it kind of fits into where we're going today with the main topic, which is Festivus. Now, how does defund NPR relate to Festivus? Well, as I mentioned yesterday, every year on December 23rd, the Christmas Eve, Senator Rand Paul, this ties into Ronald Reagan. Senator Rand Paul puts out the Festivus report. Rand Paul releases his yearly report on government waste, also known as the Festivus report, which are his grievances. And so we're going to go through some of those in a minute. But the related topics, again, Festivus is the fictitious holiday that was coined in the sitcom Seinfeld. And now, kind of in this related cutting stupid spending, a lot of people are posting these remarks, some remarks from Ronald Reagan. And in fact, Elon Musk posted this he was talking to Mr. Johnny Carson. And so we'll go through this, and then we're going to go through some of the Festivus report from Rand Paul. So let's start with, this is from 1975. And Elon Musk posted this because it kind of fits in with the, what the hell? That's not what I meant to do. Hey, let's try that again. Hang on. There we go. No, we're not doing that yet. Elon Musk posted this because he's kind of in line with what he was talking about with DOGE, the Department of Governmental Efficiency. So let's see what everyone's posting this for.
When you and I were boys back in the Midwest, right, governments, federal, state, and local, were only taking about 15 cents out of every dollar earned. Today, they're taking almost half of every dollar earned in the United States. And most people don't realize it because the taxes are hidden in the so-called business taxes. The politician that stands up and yells, "Oh, let's save the little man, let's tax business," and everybody yells, "Hooray." Tax the millionaires! They haven't figured out that every tax on business is just a part of the cost of production, and the customer winds up paying it when he buys the product. It's a hidden sales tax.
Now, and I've been saying this regarding when Trump was talking about tariffs, because, who pays the tariffs? The consumer. And people bitching about the idea of tariffs. Well, they're just going to raise the cost of everything you have. But those are the same people who are saying, well, we need to raise the corporate taxes. And I always think to myself, that's something I got from Woo. It's the same thing. If you raised corporate taxes, the corporations don't pay it. You pay it, just like you complain about with tariffs. So anyway.
There's 116 of them in the suit of clothes that each one of us is wearing.
Suppose a lot of economists have suggested, and I don't know that it'll ever come to be in this country, that if they closed all of the loopholes and corporations and maybe tax loopholes and even on the rich certain loopholes and made a percentage income and made a flat fee without all of the deductions.
Oh my gosh, a flat
tax. The government
might
raise as much money as they do now.
Oh, sure. And really, the loopholes, this has been overdone by the politicians, too. No. The bulk of the money that is taken by what are called loopholes are the legitimate deductions with which, if the people didn't have them, they couldn't pay their income tax. Interest on their mortgage, interest on the installments on their car, their property taxes on their home, if they have one, and so forth. These are, in politicians' eyes, loopholes. But we ought to have tax
You're already paying those taxes.
We ought to start by making it so simple that you don't have to hire a lawyer to find out how much you owe every year.
Bring back that flat tax idea.
It used to be a little simplified, but not anymore.
Johnny, we live in the only country in the world where it takes more brains to figure out your income tax than it does to earn the income.
You're right.
We've gotten in the habit over the last 40 years of thinking the government has the answers. There's very little that government can do as if...
I'm curious. I'm probably going to get one of those yellow things or copyright things for this, but I don't care. It's worth it. And look, it's so funny because he's saying this in 1975. Now, that was the first time he ran for president was in 76, and Gerald Ford ended up winning the nomination. And then he ran again in 1980, and obviously he won in 1980. But 76, I meant 70. Did I say 76? I meant 76 if I didn't. But he's talking about this back then, and gosh, it was so ahead of the game, you know? And we still can't seem to figure this out, especially that tax idea he just mentioned. Why is it that we can't go to a flat tax? You know, after a certain amount of income that keeps you above the poverty level, and tax everything at a flat rate. And basically you need an accountant to figure out what your income is sometimes, which you wouldn't have to figure out every freaking deduction and law and whatever. Doesn't matter what kind of income it is. It has to be income, though. It can't be just, you know, capital gains is not, unless you cash in your capital gains, then it's income, and you're taxed at the same rate. You tax, you know, because you have so many different rates of taxing so many different things now, too. Get rid of all the deductions, okay? You don't need, you know, look, people are going to still buy homes. People are going to still all this stuff. You can't social engineer things through tax policy. It's just terrible idea. And the fact that you could cut the IRS into about a quarter of what it is now. Because you wouldn't need to go through all the other stuff. People the only thing you need the IRS for is to make sure people are reporting their income correctly, and then boom, there's how much you owe. Simple. You do their taxes on a postcard. Or at least what you send in. You send in the postcard. You can have the worksheets to figure out what your income is, but you do the taxes on a postcard. A flat tax would be too simple to obfuscate fuckery. Yeah, exactly. So no dice. You don't know. That's just it. Politicians love the power of being able to create new ways for their friends and buddies to, you know, deduct this and not deduct that. It's, you know, it's power in having this you know, in creating more difficulty to tax. We have a tax code. The tax code's so thick, nobody knows it really. Not even your top accountant knows everything in the freaking tax code. If they really want to get you, they'll get you. Hello, Rodline. What's up? Merry Christmas. So anyway.
Efficiently and as economically as the people can do themselves. And if government would shut the doors and sneak away for about 3 weeks, we'd never miss them.
Right.
Our biggest problem.
Right. When the government shuts down, in reality, do you miss it? Maybe if you get your check from the government, but, you know, most government checks are still produced and sent out because there's certain parts of the government that are not allowed to shut down. So when they say, oh, they're going to shut down the government, oh, my grandma's not going to get her Social Security check. No, she'll get her Social Security check because that part of the government's not allowed to shut down. Oh, the traffic controllers, you'll never be able to fly. No, the air traffic controllers are still required to go to work when the government shuts down. You know, I mean, there's certain parts of the government that are not allowed to shut down, period. So stop lying about the government shutdown. Oh, my God. Well, yeah, maybe some national park people would be furloughed. Then they still get paid at the end of the shutdown, and they still get paid in full because that's just how our government works. You get paid even if you're not doing anything. So anyway.
The problem is that we have built a permanent structure of government, federal, state, and local. Mm-hmm. The permanent employees, and they've come to the place that they actually determine policy in this country more than does the Congress of the United States. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all the agencies, and now there's like 435 agencies. There's too many fucking agencies.
14.5 million public employees in the United States. That's quite a voting block.
Which is actually much larger now. And that whole voting block probably votes for Democrats because, you know, Democrats love government, and they can look when your government unions. Who are government unions negotiate against? Well, they negotiate against the American people because it's not like you're a private company that's making a profit. The government doesn't make a profit. So when the government unions, you know, if a government union is negotiating with the government, well, who are they? They're negotiating with the politicians, and the politicians who give them the most are the ones they'll vote for. And who are the politicians love to give them the most? Well, it's certainly the Democrats, although the Republicans aren't that far behind. So maybe we should just start getting rid of agencies. There's 435 agencies. I bet you could cut them in half. pulled up. Where is it? Is it Ecuador where they're at? Or what's the dude, the other dude with the funny hair? You know who I'm talking about. Anyway.
And the bureaus and agencies, now in Washington, I heard you talking earlier about some of the research programs. Mm-hmm. What would you say if I told you about a study in which this was called the demography of happiness? And in this study, the government found out that young people are happier than old people. And they found out that people that earn more are happier than people that earn less.
Brilliant.
And they found out that well people are happier than sick people.
That's good.
Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to put I'm going to put the rest of this in the links today. It's trending in Ronald Reagan. I'll put this video that Elon Musk posted as a separate link. You can watch the rest of that, but it gets you the idea where, Reagan really was kind of ahead of this. If you're not that familiar with Reagan, and I mean, again, that is from 1975, before he was even president. So now, as we know, the Festivus report is out, and here is the Breitbart article talking about it. Rand Paul Festivus report highlights more than $1 trillion in waste, millions spent on Paraguayan border security, lonely rat cocaine studies. That's some of the things that he found. Dawg Knight non-essential workers are furloughed, your admins and HR staff, but the frontline workers still work and still have to be paid. Essential services have an auxiliary funding, but will be, you'll finish that sentence and I'll read the rest of it. The federal government wasted millions of taxpayer dollars on a number of absurd and bizarre projects, including securing the Paraguayan border, studies on lonely rats and their relationship to cocaine, and various magical projects. Senator Rand Paul, Kentucky, on Monday released his annual Festivus report, chock full of grievances after another year of incredibly wasteful spending. This year, he is highlighting over $1 trillion in government waste. Who's to blame for our crushing national debt? Everybody. This year, members of both political parties in Congress voted for massive spending bills filled with subsidies for underperforming industries, continued military aid to Ukraine, and controversial climate initiatives, Paul wrote in this report. As Congress spends to reward its favorite pet projects, the American taxpayers are forced to pay through high prices and crippling interest rates, he continued before highlighting some of the most egregious examples of waste. So before we get to the feats of strength, it's time for my airing of grievances, aka spending. So, this is good. Here's a good list here. I do have the actual full report in the links today. So here are some of the items included. Okay, here we go. Well, wait, should we do it from here? Let's see what's in here. How's this set up? Oh, I see. He has them in order. So let's look at some of these. Let's look at a few of these. Ghost towns on the government dime. The federal government spent $10 billion on maintaining, leasing, and furnishing almost entirely empty buildings. As the average American taxpayer struggle to pay rent, their hard-earned dollars are ironically funneled into more real estate. Uncle Sam's deserted buildings and storage facilities, a recent Government Accountability Office report, highlights the glaring inefficiency. Our government senselessly wasted nearly $10 billion with a B on empty offices. Most federal offices are ghost towns, with 17 out of 24 agencies using only 25% or less of their space in 2023. Even the busiest offices barely reached 50% capacity. This problem predates the pandemic, but COVID-19's telework boom made it worse. These buildings are underused even before we all learned how to unmute ourselves on Zoom. The GAO calculated building capacity based on usable square feet per employee. It found that many of these buildings are just oversized, expensive storage units for empty desks. In addition to the whopping $2 billion annual maintenance costs, the federal government is spending $5 billion on leases. This isn't new. A new issue either. In a 2022 waste report, I noted the government spent $1.7 billion on 77,000 empty, unused properties. Get rid of the property, sell them off, or fuck, I don't know what you do with them, but do something. Get out. Just consolidate offices. Okay. Here's one. A pandemic plunder. A Florida man stole $8 million in COVID-19 relief funds to buy an island and more. Amid the scene's Floridian beauty, a dark tale of modern piracy unfolds. Patrick Parker Walsh, a Florida businessman turned pandemic plunderer, made headlines for his audacious escapades. He stole nearly $8 billion in COVID-19 relief funds to buy Sweetheart Island, a private paradise of his own. This bold act of fraud, which led to his sentencing to 66 months in federal prison, sheds light on a saga of taxpayer dollars gone astray and governmental mismanagement. The court documents illustrate brazen acts of deceit, 16 fraudulent applications for Paycheck Protection Program, PPP loans, featuring fictitious employees and companies fabricated out of thin air. These documents outline a staggering $11,950,439 in requested PPP loan funds, which he managed to obtain $4 million. Nearly $5 million. $4,996,167. $8 million or not $8 billion? Oh, it is $8 million. Thank you. I read that incorrectly, but still, that's whatever. Here's another one. Your tax dollars at play. The Department of Interior spent $12 million on a Las Vegas pickleball complex. Yes! What? What? Couldn't the city of Las Vegas afford that? They make a lot of money in Las Vegas. Got a lot of gambling and shit. The federal budget, an enigmatic beast where our hard-earned money transform into a kaleidoscope of some public projects, some of which make us scratch our head and ask, really? The 2024 Festivus Waste Report shines a spotlight on a grant that's bouncing its way into the hearts of pickleball enthusiasts everywhere. The grand vision of a 30-court regional pickleball complex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Apparently, Las Vegas has more pickleball players than Elvis impersonators, and these racket-wielding enthusiasts are running out of places to play. The city's pickleball players are in such a pickle that the federal government has set aside 5.4 acres to ensure that they have ample space to serve, volley, and smash their way into pickleball fame. They spent what? $12 million. Stupid. Here's another one. Taxpayers fund a disinformation index, but the real fake news is that it's useful. The Department of State wasted $330,000 to fund censorship of non-liberal and conservative media. Historically, the largest purveyor of disinformation is the U.S. government, without question. And now, once again, the government has decided to position itself as the ultimate judge of what is true and what is not. The latest chapter in this ongoing saga involves the State Department's channeling taxpayer dollars into efforts to silence non-liberal and conservative voices. Through the National Endowment for Democracy, a private foundation bankrolled by the State Department, and the Global Engagement Center, $330,000 of your money was handed over to the Global Disinformation Index. Bad enough the U.S. government is wasting your money, but now they're using it to undermine your freedom with the help of GDI, which is a whole different thing in college, a British organization, no less. Great. Here's one. Snack Attack. The Department of Health and Human Services awarded a $2 million grant to study kids looking at Facebook ads about food. Ever notice how seemingly harmful Ever notice how a seemingly harmless Oreo ad on your social media feed can suddenly ignite a craving you didn't even know you had? It feels like a no-brainer to conclude that advertising affects our eating habits. We've all been tempted by a well-placed snack ad. Yet, what seems obvious to the everyday consumer has warranted an extensive taxpayer-funded investigation at one of the nation's leading universities. It's like we're paying to prove water is wet. The Department of Health and Human Services has allocated a generous $2 million to a research team at New York University, tasking them with a mission to unravel the influence of social media food advertising on the dietary choices of adolescents. While the well-being of our youth is undoubtedly a top priority, the necessity of such a study might raise a few eyebrows, especially considering that similar research has consistently arrived at the same conclusion. There is a notable link between food advertising and the eating behaviors of young people and old people. Let's just not kid ourselves. So they spent $2 million to figure out that advertising makes kids want certain types of food. Let's see this one. Taxpayer dollars down the drain in Nevis, a hotel that is no longer a hotel. The Department of State spent $108,272,000 on a non-functioning hotel. What the hell is this? What do you get when you mix U.S. taxpayer dollars with a crumbling non-functional hotel in the Caribbean? Apparently a $108,000 bill. As part of the Department of State's Global Ambassador Fund for Preservation, in 2023, the Bath Hotel in Nevis, a building that hadn't operated as a hotel for years, with a bathhouse that is boarded up and not in use anymore, received substantial renovation funded by a grant from the United States Embassy. The grant aims to preserve the historical features of the Bath Hotel and bring the building up to safety standards. Why? Why? Oh my God. Let me see if I can find one that's, here's one for $15 million. Oh, direct file fail. Congress spent $15 million to turn the Internal Revenue Service into an unconstitutional force to prepare, file, and audit your hard-earned money. Democrats said they passed the so-called Inflation Reduction Act to make everyday items more affordable for hardworking Americans struggling to make ends meet. Aside from doing nothing actually to lower inflation, they also managed to slip in $15 million for a task force whose purpose is to turn the Internal Revenue Service into an unholy force of tax preparing, filing, and auditing via their direct file program. The plan spent millions to see if the IRS could take over tax preparation, because who wouldn't want the same people auditing them as also doing their taxes? And if you think this was an unbiased effort, think again. Democrats handed off the study to a left-leaning think tank with ties to Obama and Clinton. Independent? Sure, if you squint hard enough. According to Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administrations, only 12% of taxpayers were eligible to use the direct file pilot program, which could cost up to $249 million a year. Burning $15 million to study a system that already exists in the private sector and is free to use. Sounds like a classic government waste. Yeah, it is. Here's one. HHS spends nearly $500,000 on the study of lonely, starved rats. I'm just going to scroll down through these now. Hold on to your steering wheels. The Department of Energy is revving up to burn your tax. Oh, yeah, this is the Department of Energy spent $15.5 billion with a B. This time it is a billion, not a million, to push Americans towards electric vehicles they don't want. The electric vehicle owners report to have nearly 80% more problems than owners of gas-powered vehicles, facing issues like unreliable performance, difficulty in finding charging stations, EV batteries struggling in cold weather, long charging times, higher maintenance costs, and limited driving range. Despite the growing list of headaches for EV owners, the Biden administration is eager to waste your hard-earned tax dollars on an unpopular transition. So was it for subsidies? It must be $15.5 billion. Here's one. The influencer effect. Oh, this one cracks me up. The influencer effect hits foreign policy. The Department of State squandered $4,840,082 on influencers. Now, I did not get a dime of that money. Thanks, Joe Biden. As American taxpayers struggle under the weight of inflation and economic uncertainty, the government continues to spend recklessly on initiatives that serve little purpose and present significant risk. This time, the State Department decided to throw millions of dollars at influencers. Wait for it. Despite American taxpayers providing nearly $174 billion in aid and military assistance to Kyiv That's Ukraine for those who were playing at home. Since the beginning of the Russian war in Ukraine, someone over at the State Department thought it was a brilliant idea to drop an additional $4.8 million for Kyiv, Ukraine public affairs influencer staff. Now, apparently what we really need in a war zone are more Instagram stories and TikTok dances. The dangers here are more than just cringeworthy content. This kind of spending opens the door to disinformation, propaganda, and international PR disasters. And don't even get me started on the potential to escalate tensions with other nations. After all, nothing says peacekeeping like a viral video. Oh my gosh. Cirque de Paxpayer, the National Endowment for the Arts, spent $365,000 to promote circuses in city parks. How about just having the kids go on a field trip to Washington? That's the biggest circus we have. Girls just want to have fun. The Department of State spent $3 million for a girl-centered climate action in Brazil. What? Excuse me. The Department of State spent $3 million for girl-centered climate action in Brazil. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? While American households need to spend an additional $1,095 each month, or $13,138 per year, to maintain the same consumption basket they had in January 2021, the State Department decided to do what it does best: spend your money on something you never asked for and probably never will. This time, they've outdone themselves by sending $3 billion of your earned tax dollars to a Netherlands-based organization. Wait, what? Where does Brazil come into this? Apparently, the climate can't be saved without first dividing it up into gender-based silos because, as we all know, because here, look, I understand the strategy here. The ladies are much more emotional. So if you get it, do what, girl-centered climate action, they'll tell the boys they ain't getting none until you reduce your carbon footprint. I tried to say that with a straight face. Apparently, the climate can't be saved without first dividing it up into gender-based silos because we all know carbon emission. Okay, let's dig a little deeper into this boondoggle, shall we? What exactly is girl-centered climate action? And why does it warrant $3 million of American taxpayer dollars? According to the grant details, the program is designed to empower young women to become climate leaders by integrating equity and inclusivity into environmental activism. That is just some fucking word salad. It just is. That means we're spending millions of taxpayer dollars to teach Brazilian girls how to be the most woke climate warriors they can be. But it's a program through the Netherlands to teach Brazilian girls how to be woke climate activists using American dollars. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Holy shit. No one disputes the importance of empowering young women, and no matter where you fall in the climate change debate, one has to question the logic of sending millions of dollars overseas to the Netherlands for a program that at its core appears to be more about political posturing than tangible results, especially when 17 of the 23 climate voices to follow in 2023 are already women! You morons! But the Biden administration, apparently it wasn't enough for the Biden administration to create a climate corps in the United States. But let's not forget the irony here. While the State Department was busy funding ideological crusades in Brazil, they seem to have forgotten that their primary responsibility is to the American people. You know, the folks who are footing the bill. It's as if they're playing a game of how far can we stretch the taxpayers' patience. Yeah? Girl on girl scissoring to save the planet. No. And especially not with this, her. That, you know what I'm talking about. You know how I'm talking about. Where is it? This one.
How dare you?
All right, Department of State paid the Royal Film Commission $873,584 for movies in Jordan. Okay, what happened to doing shit in the United States? I'm just going to scroll through some of these now. This one, the Department of State spent $345,434 on football engagement to counter terrorism. What? What? Okay, this is football, like football, not American football. Everyone enjoys football, known as soccer here in the U.S. It's frequently cited as the most popular sport across the world, as well as the most widely played. While kids and adults around the world play the game, apparently thanks to the United States State Department, more in Albania will be able to partake in it. So this is what? Wait. Why? Okay, I'm trying to remain calm. In 2022, the U.S. Department of State spent $98,765 on a grant to counter recruitment and build resilience against terrorism and violent extremism for at-risk communities in Albania, primarily using sport, football, as a means of engagement. This grant went to the Football for Peace Foundation, which is based out of London, England. Not only did the U.S. government spend nearly $100,000 on football, or according to the recipient's website, advancing sports diplomacy initiatives in another country, but the State Department also apparently believed funding this initiative would help stop violent extremism. Then in 2024, the Department of State allotted $246,699 to the UK Football for Peace Foundation to promote peaceful football in Serbia and the Maldives. So we're buying thousands of, how much does a soccer ball cost? How much does a fucking soccer ball cost? Oh, are they paying for, they're paying for coach? What are they doing? Why our money going with this? Raise your foundation money from private sources. If you're serious, I don't get it. Next, the United States State Department of the Treasury granted a failed trucking company $700 million in pandemic era loan. Let's see, next one. The National Science Foundation spent $288,563 to ensure bird watching groups have safe spaces, aka affinity groups. Someone got a federal grant for bird watching. They approved a grant of $288,563 to create affinity groups within ornithological societies, basically bird watching clubs, based on identity characteristics. So this is DEI for bird watchers. Nearly $300,000 of your tax dollars are being used to sort bird watchers into groups based on who they are or how they identify themselves, rather than what they love: watching birds. It seems that even the peaceful pastime of observing our feathered friends isn't safe from the DEI craze that has taken over our country. Oh my God. Lady Boomer and I, we spend a lot of time traveling around the state and whatnot. And we go to a lot of state parks and even an occasional national park, whatever. And I know that every once in a while, we'll run into a brother on the park and we're like, oh, that's cool. There's another brother in the park. Because it's rare. I don't, for whatever reason, it's not as popular with the brothers and sisters, of the melanated variety. But it's like, do we need to have a program to get people to go to more state parks and go watch birds and whatever other crap? I don't understand it. Why? Here's another one. Americans are paying $892 billion in fiscal year 2024 on the interest on Uncle Sam's credit cards. That's just interest debt. That's almost $1 trillion in interest on our debt. And it's not getting any better. Let's see. The Department of State spent $500,000 to expand the U.S. Embassy in Ethiopia. Oh, wait. In Ethiopia's U.S. Invest in Ethiopian social media campaign to a larger national public relations campaign. What? The role of this Department of State is to protect U.S. interests abroad, implement foreign policy initiatives, not serve as a de facto public relations firm for foreign investments. So why did the Department of State attempt to launch a full-blown public relations extravaganza with the hashtag U.S. Invest in Ethiopians? In 2019, the Department of State spent $500,000 of your tax dollars to expand the U.S. Embassy Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, U.S. Invest in Ethiopia, social media campaign to a larger national public relations campaign to expand it. Oh, so they had a social media campaign and they expanded it to a larger national public relations campaign. The objective of the project notes that it would support support the achievement of U.S. foreign policy goals and objective, advance national interest, and enhance national security by informing and influencing foreign publics, and by expanding and strengthening the relationship between the people and the government of the United States and citizens of the rest of the world. What does that mean? What does that mean? Now that, I don't know, that might be a perfectly legitimate program, but why? Maybe, I don't know. This one's a good one. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. There goes your tax dollars too. The federal government spent $7,226,689 on various magical projects. Behold, dear taxpayer, your hard-earned money is disappearing faster than you can say. 3-season podcast series exploring how magical beliefs and practices have evolved in the United States from the early 1600s to the present. If you want to study this shit, you could get a private grant. Holy shit. Thanks to the visionary minds of the National Endowment for the Humanities, in cooperation with the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, we can revel in the mystifying podcast, quote, Magic in the United States. For the astonishing price of $388,863, you can now enjoy the 6-episode per season's deep dive into magic. Unfortunately, this isn't the kind of magic that will fix our roads or lower our taxes, just the usual bureaucrats making your money disappear with the wave of a wand. When it comes to solving 21st century problems, there's nothing more relevant than witches, shamans, and some guy waving a wand somewhere in colonial New England. Each episode promises to take on the historical roller coaster through it the spells, superstitions, and magico-religious movements of American history. You know, this sounds like something the Discovery Channel can fund without having U.S. taxpayer dollar do it. That's the whole thing with NPR, too, because they say defund NPR. A lot of the stuff that used to only be able to get on PBS, there are so many channels that do that kind of shit now. I don't really understand the need for funding NPR, National Public Radio, National Public Broadcasting, whatever. And in fact, like the Sesame Street franchise, they've made billions of dollars on their own just on marketing shit. They don't need taxpayer dollars for the Children's Television Workshop. Get the fuck out of here. Here's one. Who needs border security anyway? Oh, the Department of State spent $2.1 million for Paraguayan border security. I'm not reading it. We'll do a couple more and then move on. The high price of Highline art. Since 2015, the National Endowment for the Arts has awarded $385,000 for art displays on the High Line. What? Now, look, if that's since 2015, that's a very small amount for that long of time. Basically 9 years is going into the 10th year of this. But it's a bird, it's a plane. It's a 16-foot tall pigeon sculpture funded by your taxpayer dollars. What? Oh, wait a minute. The famous High Line in New York, originally built for pedestrian safety, has become home to an array of art displays. And while they do paint a picture, it's not a pretty one. Since 2015, the National Endowment for the Arts has spent $385,000 on art for New York's High Line. Oh, okay, so it's like a skyway? Is that what it is? Like Minnesota, we have skyways. If you go downtown Minneapolis, you never even have to touch the ground in winter. You can just take a skyway. Like they're usually second floor level. Basically, these just ramps that go from building to building. Maybe that's what it is. Exhibit A is entitled The Brick House, the first commission for the plinth. This summer, this bronze woman morphed into a clay house was put on display in 2019. So, okay. So they funded some. Oh, and there's the pigeon right there on the right there. I don't know if you see my cursor on that picture on the right lower one. Okay. Oh, here we go. The Department of Agriculture is spending $20 million on the Fertilize Right initiative to advance fertilizer use in Pakistan, Vietnam, Colombia, and Brazil. Oh, my God. Yeah, the show's going way over today because I'm not working during the day. Oh, my God. Okay. I have to get out of this because there's another 20 some pages to this, all a separate page of different projects, but it'll be in the links today. You can find it there. Let's see. That's really all I got today. I do have the link to the J.J. Sefton's aggregator today. Let me see if there's anything good in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I'm going to put an article that I'm not going to go through, but apparently this couple did the Rent-A-Baby thing. They adopted, this gay couple rented some kids, adopted some kids, and did awful things to them. That article's in the links. It's fucking gross. Let's see. Let's see. That's Oh, this is a good one. This is one of these. Apparently, there was a racist incident at a Tennessee campus. False flag, horribly racist anti-black pro-Trump message on Tennessee campus turns out to be completely fabricated smear campaign. More white on black racism that didn't happen to prove how rampant white on black racism is from a story out of Tennessee. An open meeting on campus culture is being held Wednesday night at Rhodes College. The meeting was called after racist messaging targeting black students was found on campus. The vandalism was strewn across the National Panhellenic Council Plaza, which is the only space on campus to pay tribute to the historically black sororities and fraternities. But it was a false flag, one of the few political strategies that the deceitful and crooked left has at its disposal. Added to the list, Jussie Smollett and his "This is MAGA Country" claim, Bubba Wallace and the Noose Garage pull, the black... Look, there are a lot of these incidents. And what pisses me off about the fake incidents is there are real incidents out there. But it seems like there's so many fake incidents that it's kind of the boy cried wolf thing. And so it's hard to know when the real incidents actually happen. So let's see. A message stating FN peoples, Trump rules was found on the Rhodes College campus. The individual who reported the message just admitted the whole thing was fabricated. Here's the report. Let's see if we can find this. Here we go. We'll play this. And it's not every single time, but it's way too often.
Breaking news tonight. Rhodes College says the person who left racist messages on campus has now admitted to leaving those messages. They were discovered earlier this month near the National Pan-Hellenic Council Plaza, which is the only space on campus that pays tribute to the historically black sororities and fraternities at Rhodes. The signs led to a silent protest last week there in the library. In a statement, Rhodes says the perpetrator reported the act with the intention of placing the blame on someone else. That person has since taken responsibility for the message. This matter has caused enormous pain to our community, and we are taking appropriate steps to hold this individual accountable, including all legal avenues that may be available to us. That a statement from Rhodes College tonight.
But I guarantee you what will happen is it will still be treated as though something as real, and they'll have workshops and a campus, assembly about it. I've watched this happen after college, even when it's a hoax. They still stop the campus and have a big thing about, racism and inclusion, whatever. Which, if they just do that at the beginning and say, hey, look, here's some things we don't tolerate on our campus. But the problem is these hoaxes, they need to, the big hammer of justice needs to come down on the people committing the hoaxes too, so that shit stops. So that's going to be in a separate link today. Let's see what else I got, and then I'm gonna find one more thing, and then I got to go. So here we go. There's a lot. I'm gonna put the whole aggregator in here. There's tons of articles in here. And this. They've been shuffling a lot of these illegal immigrants around, around the country, whatever. And it's interesting because some of these sanctuary cities do get a lot of them, and a lot of the states a lot of the bigger states get a lot of them. Well, here's the problem with this, because the way we do our census, 3 million temporary migrants could sway congressional seats thanks to a Census Bureau change. This is why I think Donald Trump was saying that illegal immigrants or illegal, people in the country illegal shouldn't count towards our census and congressional apportionment. The U.S. Census Bureau will now count refugees and border releases in its population estimates, a move that will affect congressional apportionment forecasts and demographic data. Now, it's great for Texas, but Texas keeps shipping them off to other states. In a move that will affect congressional apportionment forecasts and demographic data. In a blog post Thursday announcing the change, the Bureau noted a net of 2.8 million people migrated to the United States between 2023 and 2024. That's in 1 year. And the year where it supposedly slowed down, 2.8 million people crossed our border illegally. And notice how they say migrated. No, they crossed our border. They're illegal border crossers. This is significantly higher than our previous estimates. The data offers a glimpse of how congressional apportionment maps could change by 2030. It also shows how, as U.S. citizens flee states with garbage leftist policies, the inclusion of non-citizens in census data allows those states to keep congressional seats because their population is propped up by illegal aliens. California. Every 10 years, shortly after the census, the congressional apportionment process divides the 435 congressional seats among the 50 states based on population. The more people in your state, the more members of Congress. Based on the 2020 census, California sends 52 representatives to the House. North Dakota sends 1. California sends mostly Democrats to the House with congressional voting power and overshadow states like Republican-leaning North Dakota, making the ownership of congressional seats a national concern. Based on the Census Bureau new estimates, immigration in the South will change the apportionment map in key Republican states. Using the new numbers, American Redistricting Project forecasts a 2030 map that pulls congressional seats out of Democrat-leaning states and adds to Republican-leaning states. Well, I didn't know that. I still don't think that's right. Don't mind it, though. The ARP predicts states losing seats will be California, losing 3, New York 2, and Oregon, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Pennsylvania and Rhode Island, each down 1. The picture is different when you compare international migration. That is, people who have come from another country, with domestic migration, U.S. citizens who move from one state to another. Domestically, people are leaving Democrat-led states in droves. California is down 239,575 domestically, but it gained 361 and 57 internationally. New York lost 120,917 people domestically, but gained 207,000. So these states are not going to lose their seats because they're getting, they're flooded with immigrants. Immigrants. They would have lost more if not for international migration offsetting the losses, Adam Kincaid, ARP president and executive director, told the Federalist. So yeah, they're going to prop up their numbers with people who are here illegally. Fan-fucking-tastic. How about that? All right, guys. Let me see here. I'm going to close this. By the way, I think I have a couple more thank yous here. Thank you to Banks. Are you here? Robert Banks, I didn't even see you in the chat. Are you here somewhere? Hi, if you are. Somnambul Nation, Reaction on Puerto Rico, and Mansquatch for tweeting out the show today. Appreciate you. Or retweeting my tweet, whatever you do. And that's it. I'm going to close these up, drop the links in the chat, and we're going to get the heck out of here. I appreciate you all joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Let me, there we go. One tab. And close this out. Holy shit, my computer's acting up today. I don't know. Oh, did anyone else? I don't know if anyone else even did. No one else did super chats. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna make sure. Why is this fucking taking so long? There we go. All right, guys. If you haven't followed me on Locals, you'll get notifications faster. So follow me there. You don't have to subscribe. I'm not doing any special benefits on Locals yet. And I will be doing a show tomorrow morning on Christmas Day. So if you're bored while you're making, putting pies in the oven or whatever you got to do for Christmas, and putting your rib roast in, or ordering some Chinese, you can do it while you're watching me. So here we go. Shoot, where's the share? What happened here? This is all messed up. Oh, I see what I did here. There we go. There's that. And wait a minute. What the bloody hell? There we go. That's what I meant to do. All right, here we go. Here's the links for today. And they'll also be in the description. I hope you'll have a wonderful Christmas. If I don't see you, if you don't drop in tomorrow, I'll be here all week. Everyone who celebrates Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, have a beautiful first day of Hanukkah. And happy Festivus to everybody. Gotta go. My name is Dawg Knight. And I'm out of here. Merry Christmas! This is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.